Every year, Wintervale's Snowman Festival fills the town with laughter and intricate icy sculptures. But as the festivities end and people start heading home, a biting chill settles over the square. One snowman moves, then another. Coal eyes glow with a sinister light, and grins stretch unnaturally wide. Chaos erupts as the snowmen come to life. Everything they touch freezing solid. Some grow larger, towering over the panicked crowd, while others silently close in. Frost snakes across windows as the streets fill with swirling snow, cutting off all escape. Whispers of an old curse ripple through the chaos, a warning long forgotten. Desperation spreads as the snowmen turn Wintervale into a frozen trap. Barricades fail, screams fade, and by dawn, silence blankets the town. The snowmen stand motionless once more, their icy gazes fixed, waiting for the next festival. It was Christmas Eve, and the snowstorm outside made the little inn feel isolated. Claire, the innkeeper, was glad to have a guest, a quiet man who arrived just before the storm hit.
Nice to have company tonight,
She said, setting the table. The man smiled faintly but didn't say a word. As the evening went on, Claire noticed how he watched her in silence. It was strange, but she brushed it off. Scrolling through her phone, a local news alert caught her eye. Search continues for man missing since last Christmas Eve, last seen near Snowdrop Inn. Her heart started racing. She glanced at the dining table, but the man was gone. His plate sat there untouched. Claire searched the inn, but there was no sign of anyone. Then she checked the guest logbook. Her hands shook as she stared at the name and signature, written in faded ink. It was the same name, dated exactly 1 year ago. Behind her, the door creaked open. Lily heard the creak of boots on the roof and sleigh bells. Grinning, she crept downstairs, eager to catch Santa. But there was no joyful laugh, only a low, guttural growl. A tall figure in a worn-out Santa suit stood by the fireplace, staring at her with hollow eyes. In his hands wasn't a sack of toys, just charred presents, smoking in the dim light.
Not everyone's been good this year,
He muttered. Before Lily could run, the figure's icy grip stopped her in her tracks. He leaned down, his hollow eyes unblinking.
I know what you said about your little friend at school, Lily.
He said, his voice cutting through the silence like crackling ice.
Being a bully isn't very nice, is it?
Her heart pounded as she pulled her wrist free, stumbling backward. The faint jingle of sleigh bells filled the room, blending with his chilling words.
Naughty kids don't get presents. They get lessons.
Learn your lesson and try again next year.
The office Christmas party was in full swing. Tinsel hung from cubicle walls, and a table of secret Santa gifts waited in the corner. At 10 p.m., the unwrapping began. Karen went first. Her gift was a coffee mug she'd smashed in a rage last month. Her laugh sounded nervous. Next was Adam. His box held a photo of him at the copier, with someone lurking in the background. "Who took this?" he muttered. One by one, the gifts revealed secrets no one should have known. Finally, the boss opened his. Inside was a dusty bell with a note, "Ring to summon what you deserve." He smirked and rang it. The lights flickered off. The intercom crackled, and a voice whispered,
You made this office a nightmare. Now it's yours to live in.
The doors slammed shut.
Oh my
Shadows
God.
swarmed, taking familiar shapes. Each one reflected the sins of the gift givers. The office party wasn't over. It had just begun. Sarah was spending Christmas Eve alone in her cozy apartment. When an anonymous gift arrived at her door, she thought it was a joke. Inside was a photo of her apartment, taken from the street. She shrugged it off, but more photos followed, each one showing a different angle of her apartment, as if someone was watching her every move. The tension grew as strange things began happening. The door creaked open by itself, her phone rang with no one on the other end, and she felt eyes on her even when she was alone. At midnight, the final photo arrived, showing Sarah in her living room. But in the reflection of the window behind her, a shadowy figure stood, inches away from her. She hadn't heard the door open. Terrified, Sarah realized the stalker wasn't just watching. They were already inside. Welcome to Dark by Scrapverse. Here, we don't just tell stories, we summon them. We don't do happy endings here. If you crave the spine-tingling thrill of the unknown, you're in for a ride. In this realm, every tale is a fragment of a larger universe, crafted to chill your spine and ignite your imagination. Go on, go hit that subscribe button and come step into the shadows. This is Dark by Scrapverse.